Who do you think you are? Or maybe it was said with an attitude. Who the heck do you think you are? Have you ever heard those words? Those words whispered in childhood, they screamed in failed relationships, they are echoing every time when you're about to have a breakthrough. And you know when you heard that. And that was my experience as well. And let me tell you who you really are, because they're flipping asking, who the heck do you think you are? And you are the woman who built success while carrying wounds. You are the queen who achieves despite the voices that are telling you to stay small. You hear that, but still you go through it all. You are the force of nature they try to contain in a teacup, but they never realize that you are not meant to fit in a cup. It's too small for you. And here's the truth they also don't want you to know. The light is not meant to be dimmed. No, it's not meant to be dimmed. Your voice isn't meant to be silenced. It causes an imbalance in your body. It causes you dis-ease. It affects your nervous system. That's why at times you can have that depression, because it's not who you are. You may have tried to shrink so that you can be loved. You may have tried to shift so that you can be accepted. But this is not what you are here for. Maybe you sacrificed yourself to sustain relationships, to keep peace, as you call it, all those things. That's not who you are. Because if at all that's the kind of life that you are meant to live, that's who you are, it would have led you somewhere. But where has that led you? It always leads you into relationships where you are asked the same question: who the fuck do you think you are? Who are you to tell me? Back to men who are disrespecting you. And I invite you to just consider this. What is all those relationships that didn't work out? Weren't failures at all, but they were initiation. That was the universe that was initiating you, preparing you into your sovereignty, for you to fully awaken into your power and remember who you are. Remember your crown. So how does it feel when you just imagine yourself walking into your room and being impossible to overlook? How would it feel for you to be confident, even when speaking your truth? Speaking it unapologetically, knowing that you deserve to be heard. Releasing those vows of sacrifices that have kept many women who went before you silence, quiet. How would it feel like to attract a king who matches and supports your magnitude, a king who celebrates your becoming, a king who gets your vision? How would it feel like to be magnetic in your authentic power? No more wearing masks. No more holding into a facade of who you should be. Releasing all of those things. Because the real question isn't who do you think you are, but it's who dared to tell you that you were anything less than magnificent. I realized this when I was going through my separation, when I was separated from my children, and when I started writing, the question is, who are you without? Because your next chapter is not about fitting in. It's about breaking free. It's about claiming your sacred, sovereign legacy. And for you to do that, you get to find who you are. Who are you without all those conditioning, without the programming, without all those shackles that have held you hostage for a long time? Are you ready to move from overlooked to desired, from pleasing to powerful, from invisible to irresistible? Because it's not a mistake that you are here listening to this. And this right here is for you if you are done with emotional unavailability. If you know when you hear this, you feel something within your soul. If you are ready to break generational patterns, toxic relationships that have held you hostage. If you are ready and prepared to claim your sovereign power, that is embodying your emotional independence, that is embodying your sexual sovereignty, that is embodying your freedom of individuality. If you are ready to choose true love over tactical survival. Because the little girl who was told to stay small She's ready to rise. The question is, are you willing to hold her hand and guide her to her throne? Because she's a queen. You've always been a queen. And the question is, are you willing to remember? Are you ready to reclaim your sovereignty? Are you ready to attract somebody who loves you in your wholeness, who loves you in your sacred beingness, who loves you even in your ugliest moment? Are you ready to rewrite your legacy? Because your sovereign beingness is calling, your sacred sovereignty legacy is calling. And I know you feeling this deep within you. And when I'm speaking, I can feel it in my womb. And it's not only what is happening in the womb, it's kind of like those pains that have been there. Because this was my journey. And it's the journey of many women who went before us. Some of them never got to see their children because they sacrificed. And some of them did it because it was not safe. But it is safe for you. So stop second guessing yourself. Listen to that subtle voice that whispers when you are alone. At times at night when other people are sleeping. You just ask yourself, if this is all that you are here for, you know that voice that knows exactly what you need, that voice that has been with you, it knows your fears, all the shame that you feel, all the tears that you cry by yourself. You did it all. Tried shrinking, sacrificing, shape-shifting. But you are still feeling that pull. The quiet but relentless nudge that says you are meant for more. And the truth of it is, if at all it's not you who is meant to give birth to that, that whisper would not be there. So why would you hesitate? Why are you holding yourself back? What are you waiting for? What has to happen for you to finally listen to you? You are the only person who has been with you. And I feel emotional. And this isn't just another call to change. This is a moment for you to choose to trust yourself. I've seen many women turning their back on themselves, forgetting who they are. And I'm inviting you to trust you and know that you deserve more. I'm calling you to trust that you are ready to step into your power. The time is now. I'm calling you to remember this is the path that leads to love that honors you, a life that matches your magnitude, your magnificence, and a legacy that sets your soul free. Those invisible chains. I remember even when I spoke to my father and I was just talking about the emotional unavailability that he shared. And he said, I had invisible chains while I was on earth. So no more waiting, no more doubting. It's time to act. Don't just wait and see those invisible chains, because this is what is being reflected in your life. When you look at your relationship, when you look at whatever that your external life is showing to you, it's showing that they're invisible chains. It may be curses. Are you going to answer, or are you going to abandon yourself like everybody did? Which for me, I felt like that's the worst thing that one can do to themselves. And what I know is queens choose to mother their inner children, and they give themselves what they needed first, so that when they lead the kingdom, they're doing it from wholeness. So that when they love their children, they're doing it from wholeness. That is you also integrating your masculine and feminine energy. Queens are decisive. When they love their king, they're loving from wholeness. When they cheer and hold space in their womb, so that their kings can win, is coming from pure love. Not I'm going to support you if you can love me. They don't do the conditional loving. They love fully. And that happens when you love yourself fully. Are you willing to give yourself that? And with that said, I invite you to Sacred Sovereign Legacy. We're starting on the 5th, but we are closing on the 4th. And space are limited because I want only queens who are ready to take place on that throne. Okay? Much love. The link is below. Click it and let's do it. The time is now. You are ready. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop listening to the loud voice of doubts and listen to that inner subtle voice that is saying you are meant for more. You know it. You wouldn't feel the pain. You wouldn't lay awake wondering about the choices that you are making. Stop doubting yourself.